If he can do it, why not me? I've included a clip between Dan Lok and Dan Peña. And what I think is really important here is they talk about communication, how important communication is, how much of communication is storytelling, which is pretty interesting to listen to. And as you manage more people, you will, I think, be able to teach through the stories you have. But take a listen to this. It's reasonably short. I think there's some great lessons about communication here and also motivation. As Dan says at the end, it gives people faith that this can actually be done. The same thing that I heard over and over again in podcast number 23 with Sean. And oftentimes the comment is, if Sean can do it, I can do it. Well, I don't know if that's true, but I do know that Sean did it. So a lot of times just understanding that those that came before you and achieved it gives you the hope that you can do it is enough to get you motivated and begin on your journey. So I hope that this helps and you take some lessons from it.
One of the greatest gifts I think you gave me is teaching me how to communicate. I think people realize that how great you are as a communicator, and I'm always very shocked at how good you are even as a storyteller, how great your memory is, that you'll be able to tell story. How do you do that?
Well, I work at it. When I first started, I didn't have any stories.
Yes.
I only had the stories of my mentors.
Yes.
Okay. And so
Jim Newman.
Jim Newman, Costa Gratsos, who was CEO of Onassis Shipping, and a guy named Jerry Orman, who was my mentor in the oil business. And so, but over time, I learned by storying around, meaning people will allow information to resonate into their subconscious when they hear it in a story form. And so when I saw that my mentors used stories, and they were pulling stuff from 20, 30 years ago, that resonated with me. And so then I developed my storytelling abilities. And I tried to frame everything I did in a story, and a true story. And now, occasionally I'll miss a date, and somebody from the internet will correct me. No, it wasn't in 2001, it was 2002. That's fine. At least I have a backstop.
Yeah.
But I'm only off a year, and I've got a million stories, so
Yes,
give me a break.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
But I realize how much they work. And now I have stories that I can tell about you.
Yes.
I have stories I can tell about, Brian generation towards you guys. Dan Loke did it, and so I should be able to do it. Dan Loke was a know-nothing kid when he met Dan Peña, and now look at him. And now, even more so, I'm being interviewed in this mansion that you have, and it resonates. The kids want to break down the referral to some point that they can relate to. And they can't relate to this house. They can't relate to your car. They can't relate to my house, my cars. What part of the story can they relate to? Dan lived in a one-bedroom apartment with his mom.
Yeah,
okay?
driving the $2,500 Ford Escort.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Well, I can relate to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Dan was a barrio bad boy, got in a lot of trouble. Okay. Now, not everybody lived in the ghetto or barrio, but a lot of kids have gotten in trouble. And somehow he was able to transcend that to where he is now. I've met 5 presidents, 5 secretaries of state, secretary general of NATO, governors, ambassadors, United States senators, and I still started in a ghetto in East LA, which is easily found just outside, right near where Dodger Stadium is actually. And so if he can do that, why not me? Okay. He started with nothing.
Nothing.
I started with nothing. Okay. I've got nothing, meaning or referring to the kids that are listening to these. So hell, we have something in common.
I thought that was a really great interview, discussion, and I hope that it gave you the opportunity to reflect on what you're doing, realize that it is possible, and to begin your QLA journey. Okay, so if you have any questions or comments or ideas for future episodes, please email bruce@brucewhipple.com. And if you're not already on our mailing list, head over to brucewhipple.com and sign up and grab any of the free reports. That'll put you on the mailing list. There is a lot of free information you can use to acquire already profitable businesses. This is Bruce Whipple. Thanks for listening to the Business Acquisition Podcast. And remember, you miss 100% of the opportunities you fail to take. And procrastination truly is the thief of time. So do something today, please. Your future self will be proud of you.